Remember, folks, Dominica has been described as the Caribbean Garden of Eden. Remember, the Garden of Eden was never destroyed, only protected. That is to say that nature is fast recovering, and the once wounded burnt forest is simply fading into a mere memory. And speaking of memories, real vibes, we're about to show you some unforgettable memories after the passage of Hurricane Maria. Hello Real Vibes family, welcome. We are back here together. Remember, on this show, this is where we discover the fun, the facts, and the freedom to tell it like it is while living our daily lives. So for those who do not know, perhaps I haven't mentioned it, I am from Dominica, that small, peaceful Caribbean island. We're talking about sister to St. Lucia, brother to Antigua, and the rest. And yes, Dominica is the island that was hit by the monster storm Maria. Now, if you haven't experienced a hurricane, I have, so do not look forward to it. Dominica has enjoyed its fair share of fame because of this hurricane, having the whole world discover her in her worst state. I am a part of Dominica, and like the saying goes now, I am Dominica strong. Yes, everything that you've seen is true. We were badly devastated by Hurricane Maria, so much so that even our leader wept. But I'm here to tell you that those tears never resembled hopelessness. Rather, it meant that we were going to be cared for by everyone. So Real Vibes is here to show you the new Dominica and life after Maria. Honestly, guys, Hurricane Maria was no joke. You know, I remember thinking on that day, I was at home and thinking, oh, this isn't going to be so bad. It's simply a category 2, category 3, nothing that we can't handle. And then realizing that bad was not the word. So trust me when I tell you that everyone in Dominica has a story. There is a bigger story, though, to tell. Do you know what that is? That is the story of now, life after Maria. Now, Real Vibes family, I'm going to show you Dominica before Maria, Dominica after Maria, and Dominica now.
Extremely charming, not to mention she's a queen. The most hypnotizing empress that time I never seen. As none a grill jerk seasoning love on a real though. Girl, you got the vibes that I like, definite. Oh, your love is like, oh, your love is like, love is like, love is like, go. Your love, your love, your love, your love, your love, your love, your love.
Wanna get lost with it, no. Send me. It's what the world is made of. They can't reach your love, yours and no one else's. At the end, you've either done it right or you wasted your life. Do it right. Trumpet, trumpet, trumpet. Will you be ready to leave the ground? Yeah. And when you hear his voice,
Me with your protection, Yahweh, I wanna move in. Want to the hills, from whence cometh my help come up from the Most High, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm weak and frail when you're not around. You keep me stronger. Now I see. Now I see. Now I see that you really care for my love. It's cold and dark when you're not with me. You make me shine.
Yeah.
Okay, this right here is almost a complete repeat of Tropical Storm Erica 2 years ago.
Oh yeah. Like the fastest take off course, you know. For the time. Like that because no design still Oh, deep. Right the road. Oh.
This again is the Campbell village, and this, as you can see right behind me, is a landslide that has occurred. And right now we will attempt to cross this slide to go onto the other side of the village. So 2 years ago, Tropical Storm Erica did massive damage to this side of the community. A number of the galvanized, a number of homes missing roofs. So you can well imagine what the community of Campbell has gone through over the passage of Hurricane Maria, a Category 5 hurricane.
Hey, okay, you all right? This is what's left of the main road. Morning, morning. You okay? It is suspected that a mechanic lives downstairs and that he might have perished. This used to be a church, the Baptist church. One piece of a wall remaining and what looks like a ton load of lumber. This road used to pass from this side to that side. There's a car lodged up here, a pickup truck. This is the public library. Roof is gone. This is the residence, the official residence of the president of Dominica. It is called. This is Rosso. This is a main street.
Hurricane Maria began its murderous tear through the Atlantic by slamming into the tiny
island of Dominica has suffered widespread damage after Hurricane Maria battered the country with gusts of up to 106.
It's almost like the country of Dominica no longer exists.
Let's show love of a country, give each other hope, and prove to the world that we shall overcome.
Resilient and strong people. We'll build bigger and better. Yeah, we will rebuild. We haven't got no choice but to move forward.
I'll admit it that after the hurricane, it was easy to assume that we had gone back to riding the donkey days. That's how it looked, right? And of course, our primary concern at that moment was the availability of food, clothing, and shelter, but especially food. Now, to my amazement, here I am thinking, oh my God, we have practically nothing left in the ground, yet the streets were littered with vendors. And we're talking about they're having an abundance of ground provisions, having citrus. And to this day, I can still get fresh vegetables. I can still have ground provisions in my port. I can still drink from a coconut. So that's something to be thankful for. So Raw Vybz is here to show you that even after Maria, the Dominican public, the entire Dominican family has been moving on and moving on with strong levels of resilience, which happens to be our favorite word for the year 2018. Now, Real Vybz, I'm an honest chick. I'll put it like that. Hence my show, Real Vybz, right? So whatever I say, it must be true. Yes, we were very appreciative. We got a lot of relief supplies. We got a lot of assistance from international agencies. But let's be honest, how much rice do we really like to eat in this country? Not really. So basically, Dominicans just can't wait to bask in their own homegrown food. And speaking of the forest, you know that image that we once had of that wooden, burnt down forest? Well, that is simply fading into a mere memory. Today, we can see the green. We can see our forests being restored. I know that I mentioned the problem, but here comes the solution. Because of this, our rivers, our blessed rivers now posing a problem to our lives, the government has actually been able to acquire a number of heavy equipments. We're talking about all sorts of caterpillars and huge trucks. And on these trucks are written the words, Dominica Strong. Do you see where that phrase comes from? Exactly. Now these trucks and all of these heavy equipments are being used to dredge a number of rivers so as to offer people a good night rest, so to speak. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to invite a local poet on the show. She was one of the finalists at one of the Miss Dominica pageants held in Dominica. She's a singer, she aspires to be an entrepreneur, and she's a local poet, and I am certain that you are going to enjoy this encounter. You describe Dominica. Others say a simple Caribbean island. But I say big things come in small packages, and to know one's worth is to know oneself. People, this is a one-of-a-kind show. Like me, this is the best way I know how to truly embrace Dominica and Dominicans. Real Vybz is seeking to discover our own icons, singers, songwriters, artists, painters, politicians, everyday human beings, and the faces that we know. Real Vybz is letting their voice be heard. Now, Real Vybz family, after the passage of Hurricane Maria on September 18, 2017, it is a known fact that we all need to exhale. And there are various means that people use to exhale. Like some people went to carnival, some people use liquor, some do it through song. But this woman who's about to come on the Real Vybz show, she exhales through poetry. Let's welcome Amica. Hi, Amica.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for coming on the show.
No problem.
Now we know that you have a beautiful piece. It's a piece that you wrote. It's a piece that has actually made it into a magazine.
Yes.
And I found out about Amica from my two sisters. According to them, they saw her perform at the college and they are huge fans. And they believe Amica should be considered a diamond in the dirt.
Okay, so guys, today I'm going to do a poem for you that was written in about 2011 or so, and it is published in the NYC's International Year of the Youth magazine. It's basically a general poem about child rights, but also it can pertain to adults also as to the way that we live our lives and how we relate to other people. So it's called I Just Don't Get It, and I hope that after I read it, you get it. So I just don't get it. You see, I've had to struggle, I've had to shut my mouth, stifle my thoughts, but yet I'm compelled by my silence to speak out. You see, I just don't get it. I'm fed up of this. Children should not have to go to bed thinking of if they're gonna eat tomorrow. Children should know someone's gonna console them in their times of sorrow. Children should know they deserve good health care even though they have not the wealth. I don't get it at all. Adults, hail or cry, and we plead to the parents who abuse and shred our psychological imaginations and crush our heart's desires with your opinions, and oh, ask for those who push and shove and drop and mark us with your weapons of torture against our subtle skins of hopelessness. What happened to a mother's love? What happened to daddy's little girl. I don't seem to understand the way you caused them to destroy me concisely, but you've helped them already. My body's found floating in your mistakes. I'm left in your ever so smoke toxic breath, which leaves me to wonder whether I, through you, is infected, just like a needle injected through our veins. This virus, this immune deficiency syndrome, I'm scared because you seem to know not my father, and I was said to have been birthed in a cellar, but I've been pushed through the school system, and I thank God I got an education. I've had to struggle for it, but nevertheless I deserved it. Why should children be denied an education? Adults, seriously. Because I feel bad for my friends and neighbors who can't get this. Where's your compassion? And the way that society pushes us away, what happened to we are one? What happened to we are equals? Well, I'm not gonna sit here, stand there and be told what I cannot do based on my gender. I don't think so. If I'm skilled, if I'm qualified, if I'm capable of taking the place of a counterpart in the gender other than mine, I think I should be given a fair chance. If you can do it, we can do it too. We're similar in gender anyway. It's the same name, men. You see, all men created equal. We need to break down these barriers. We need to inevitably conquer, combat, and improve our environmental nature. We need to share our opinions and integrate within the generations and races and gender and faces. Let's support our sister nations. Let's strive for global solidarity. Let's respect our fellow man's rights, our fellow men's freedom. Let's stand firm in our beliefs and push forth world peace. Encourage young people to dedicate themselves positively, that is, help us to foster progress for the world, because we are the future of tomorrow. Let's unite as one. Let's move on forward to a better horizon. Let's fulfill the needs of our fellow humans. Let's aim for higher heights and together strive for dialogue and mutual understanding. So this piece was I Just Don't Get It.
And there we have it. That was Amica doing her piece. Now, having done that, Amica just inspired me. So I'm about to put on a show. I'm a poet too, you know. Okay, so this one is called Who Am I, Woman? I run a mile while you run a kilometer. I am the package, the flavor, and the motivator. I am bona fide beautiful. I am a woman. I swing my hips in the wind like a curveball and watch as you simply fall. Fall for my blush, fall for my touch. There's a constant rush to want me. I live in the breeze that soothes me. The endless dreams I make a reality. I fight for the fight to be me, although knowing I will never understand what is truly being free. Still, I am a woman, caught in the body of a god, fully acknowledging that I am Patman. And that was my poem, Who Am I, Woman? And of course we want to ask Amica to join us back on the set. Amica?
No problem. After all, I mean, you have...
Did I give that attitude?
Yes, that's a lot of attitude.
Did I get my sexy on? I can say that word on camera. Yes, Dominicans, we got to get used to that, okay? And that's why we love poetry, because with poetry we can express our thoughts, our feelings, and of course, let you see our identity.
Most definitely.
Yes. So, Amica, tell me, now that we're in this post-Maria era, today we're doing a show on Real Vibes, and it's all about life after Maria, not dwelling on the negatives.
Yes.
Now, Maria, well, it's bittersweet, because, I mean, a lot happened, but one thing that you can always gain from tragedy is it inspires you.
Oh, yes,
creative people. How has Maria inspired you to write?
In terms of inspiration, I haven't really written yet after Maria, but I have been putting pieces together that, you know, every day I see something different in terms of how resilient our people have become, and also the day after Maria, things that I saw going on, and even now traveling around, and the few marks that you can see left by the storm. So for now, I'm just putting a few ideas together on poetry. It actually inspired me to want to go up for the next Calypso competition.
Oh my!
I actually had a first verse and chorus for this year's elimination, which would have been on Maria, but I just didn't go because it started off as a poem and then it ended up having lyrics to it. But for now, life after Maria is a bit hard for poetry because life has become so busy, and you know, you're just trying to get your life together, or the lives of your family members together, and so writing kind of took the back burner right now in my life. But I'm still writing because as a poet, you see everything poetically. You can be walking in Roseau and the smallest things could happen, and
I agree.
For you, somebody may see it as something simple or nothing happened. For you, you see it in a whole different light. So right now, in terms of poetry, I'm just focusing on, I guess, myself and my experiences and how the world around me and the society around me changes. And so that's why I have not really written much about Maria as yet, but there are pieces that I'm putting every day together to put this one nice poem about Maria together.
Now, Real Vybz family, I do have another poem that I would like you all to see. It was written by Mary Parlour, but before we get into that, I want to tell you this. There's one thing that I have noticed that has been brought up. It was brought up at the national consultation in which the Prime Minister of Dominica chaired the meeting, and we had people like Billy Jock Trove asking for more emphasis in sports. We had Kathy Marie, president of the Music Association, asking for more emphasis in music. So there are creative people like Amica and I, and many Dominicans and many diamonds in the dirt who would love to use their creative abilities. And we are asking for that emphasis. Now, Hurricane Maria is a tragedy, but like I said, even in tragedy, there is inspiration, particularly for people who use their creative abilities. And this is exactly why Amica is here with us today on Real Vybz. So Amica, tell me, on that note, what are some of the struggles within this this industry, you know, using your creative abilities, poetry, music?
In terms of poetry and music, which kind of falls around the same line, in terms of copywriting your work, it seems to be very hard, and it's just like us, you know, you get a project to do, and they send you online, or they send you in a book, and you kind of just use the words directly as you get it. So working on copyright for your work, most definitely, especially in Dominica, as we are not yet so advanced in that area, because now the music industry is trying their best to copyright their work, and a few writers of ours are trying their best when they publish their books to ensure that they have the copyrights to it. That is one of the difficulties. Also, the second difficulty, which I think that any poet or any musician or artist generally in Dominica faces, is that the public taking your work seriously.
Oh yeah. Now, the big word resilient, it's been used everywhere, but it's never going to be used like how I'm going to use it today. Do you want to know how resilient Dominicans are? Well, resilient people are people, their roofs are leaky, they don't have a good mattress, the shops are empty, yet they're smiling, and yes, they're having a noni and spice while the rich man is drinking whiskey and ice. That is resilient Dominicans. Yes, it is hard, extremely hard. I know, I'm under a tarpaulin roof, and I know that it can be very troublesome living in rainy Dominica. Let's just see how Dominicans are coping.
You know, Mobo, you know, cave music, you know, yeah, life. Everything in life happens in time. It's been like this since the beginning of time. And nothing happens before it's time. Cause everything in life happens in time. cause every generation have boy them for bring inspiration. Who done pagan? None of them are run down Satan. I'm just there from Zion. There from Zion. Zion. I'm just there from Zion. People let me stay my papa alone that me pagan. Cause every generation I'm boy them for real inspiration. Who gon' turn pagan? None of them are run down Satan. Well, I just step from Zion. Every man born for a reason and a purpose. While some man them not having enough, you know some man have surplus. It's on all of us. We learn from the lows. Hey. Cause the thing that remain after all of us is that the memory and the dose. Hey. Oh, you got like a friend, but you know how one Babylon red. One of them to beat the rust, got him blocks. Just because the weed that him puff, you know. Babylon name Christ them on the cross. Still get cut in our same old chop. I can't believe in that. Well, no. Still you not see the power in black. People let me stay. My part alone that me play on cause every generation I boy them for real inspiration. Who turn pagan? None of them are run down Satan. I'm just there from Zion. There from Zion. Zion. Just there from Zion.
You describe Dominica. Others say a simple Caribbean island. But I say, big things come in small packages. And to know one's worth is to know oneself. People, this is a one-of-a-kind show. Like me, this is the best way I know how to truly embrace Dominica and Dominicans. Real Vybz is seeking to discover our own icons, singers, songwriters, artists, painters, politicians, everyday human beings and the faces that we know. Real Vybz is letting their voice be heard.